man at CNA.
And welcome to the December recap video vlog, whatever you want to call it. This kicks off at the Britannia bar, which is behind Guy's Hospital at London Bridge. I had no idea this existed. It has a massive whiskey selection, as you can see. It has great food, barbecue food. I went and visited it when I was heading into London one day. The selection was quite vast for a pub in central London, so I was really impressed. Apparently really famous, I'd never heard of it. Great wee pub, great beer selection, great food selection, good cocktail menu. They make a big deal about their cocktails as well. And then the barman, who was fantastic, loads of chat, offered me a free shot of this London made moonshine. All I'll say is there's a reason it was free. Now if you've not already watched it, I then went to the Whisky Exchange, made a video there, so you can watch that on my channel. This was a wee snippet of that. But then coming away from there, they had some reps in store from Leper's Fork, I believe. Whiskey was really good, but a wee bit pricey. Afternoon everyone, we are in central London, as you can see behind me, Covent Garden. We're on a bit of a bottle hunt. Got the mic plugged in so I need to shout. We've hit up the Whisky Exchange, London Bridge. You've just seen that footage. And now we're going into Soho. So let's see what we can find. Christmas in Covent Garden, beautiful, rammed. Visited the new Buffalo Trace shop. Opening day. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It certainly is. You can put that, you can edit the video with that.
Spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
Fantastic. Cheers, bottled up.
Fantastic. You're more than welcome.
Have a great Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much. No worries. Thank you so much. Have a safe journey home.
The store itself was a pop-up, but they're opening it as a tasting room and store this year, so keep an eye out for it. Then it was a wee wander through Soho, and I thought, you know what, I need to go here. I'd heard nothing but good stuff about the Devonshire, the pint of Guinness in London. I've never seen a pub in London pour as much Guinness, and look at that, it lived up to the hype. Get in there for a pint. Then it was round to Milroy's. I'm going to do a separate video where I basically did the bottle tour hunt around the whole shop, so I'll put that out as a separate video because I'm not going to bore you with it on this video. Then round to the newest whiskey bar in London, which is Dram on Denmark Street. I heard good stuff about this. A lot of ex-whiskey bar staff in London set this up, are heavily involved in it. It's very cool inside. I think you can see they've got like concrete bar. It's a townhouse, but the rest of the bar wasn't opened when we were in there. However, clocked some Weller CPYB on the shelf, and it was £8 a measure. So had to go for that. I hear now it's not so cheap. Don't know if it was a pricing error. I'll also put with the Milroy's bottle hunt, I'll put this footage. Headed over to Marble Arch, to some building that had some function space, and when I got there it was for the Cadenheads tasting, the Cadenheads Club Society tasting. So this was the first one since I became a member a year and a half ago that has been happening in London that I've been able to attend. So we went, fantastic value for money, really good cash selection from Cadenheads. Can't remember what they were, but they were all very good. And then went round the corner to Salt. During December went to Swift again, so great whiskey bar downstairs in there. Ended up stumbling across a Bruichladdich tasting that was happening at Spey Bar that night. So went there, had some Octomores, had Bruichladdich, had Port Charlotte. Great value, great food with it, great night. Now, this was a bit of a special night. As you can see, heading through Soho, back to Milroy's. Clock the bottles that you're seeing in the cage at the moment. Yep, that's right. Pappy's, Stags, BTAC, Weller, Now, I'm seeing all this and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, Eagle Rare as well. What are we getting here? Well, we were there for the BTAC tasting that we'd bought tickets for. This was the selection of the night. The place was rammed. I would say there was about 45 people there. And the pours were, let's just say, they weren't much. And so when you're dealing with the BTAC, you're trying to analyse taste and you're getting less than a mouthful. And you're trying to do it out. There was quite a lot left, but something that really grinded on everybody's gears is they never closed the downstairs cocktail bar, even when it was full, and people just kept coming in and out the tasting the whole time. So if I was presenting the tasting, that would have been a nightmare to try and keep people's attention. They did a raffle, took names out the hat and bottles out the hat, and I won a bottle. Brilliant. Right, we've had the tasting. You would have seen a lot of iPhone footage, very cramped. We're going to talk more about the circumstances of that tasting, because there's quite a bit to say that wasn't good. Not about the tasting itself, but the venue. But we did the raffle, and I managed to pick up Pappy 12. I actually managed to get a Van WInkle bottle, so I'm absolutely delighted. They didn't crack it open, they were cracking them open. They didn't crack it open because I was doing this, so appreciate that. Now we're going to go and get a dram elsewhere. So went back round to Swift, had some cocktails, but as I mentioned there, if you're that many people spending that much money, just close the downstairs bar, Milroy's, just close it. But aside from that, great tasting, can't complain, great bottle, and that was a summary of December.